When we think of terrifying prehistoric creatures, one word usually comes to mind: dinosaurs. Giant, scaly monsters with teeth the size of knives. But what if I told you that some of the most horrifying creatures to ever walk, swim, or slither across this planet weren't dinosaurs at all? Today, we're diving into 6 ancient animals that might have been even scarier than the dinosaurs themselves. The Dunkleosteus. Over 350 million years ago, long before the age of dinosaurs, the oceans were ruled by a predator, unlike anything alive today. With a skull-like armor, jaws like shears, and a bite that could crush bone, it was the terror of the Devonian seas. Its name was Dunkleosteus. First discovered in the 1860s near Lake Erie, Dunkleosteus was named in honor of paleontologist David Dunkel. What scientists found were massive bony skull plates, evidence of a fish built for power. Dunkleosteus belonged to a now extinct group called placoderms, early jawed fish with thick armor covering the head and thorax. The rest of its body was likely made of cartilage, which rarely fossilizes. That's why we know so much about its head, but far less about its tail or fins. It was once thought to grow up to 10 meters, but recent studies suggest a more realistic size of 3.5 to 4 meters, or about 11 to 13 feet, weighing over a metric ton. Compact, muscular, and heavily armored, it was a slow but devastating hunter. Dunkleosteus didn't have teeth. Instead, it had bony blades that formed a self-sharpening jaw, capable of slicing through armor and bone. These jaws were powered by a 4-bar linkage system, letting it open its mouth in 20 milliseconds, creating suction to pull prey in before snapping shut. Its bite force was immense, up to 7,400 newtons, similar to a modern crocodile. That made it one of the most powerful biters in vertebrate history. Fossil evidence suggests it preyed on armored fish, shelled invertebrates like ammonites, and even other Dunkleosteus. Some skull fossils show bite marks matching its own jaw, signs of cannibalism or territorial fights. The Devonian period, often called the Age of Fishes, was a time of explosive marine life. Reefs were thriving, new species of jawed fish emerged, and at the top of the food web stood Dunkleosteus. It lived in oceans across what are now North America, Europe, and Africa. With few natural threats, it dominated its ecosystem for millions of years. Around 358 million years ago, during the late Devonian mass extinction, Dunkleosteus vanished. Climate shifts, oxygen loss, and ecosystem collapse likely played a role. Along with many other placoderms, it disappeared, making way for the rise of modern sharks and bony fish. But Dunkleosteus left a legacy. It was one of the first jawed vertebrate superpredators, a glimpse into how evolution first shaped the top hunters of Earth's oceans. The terror birds. For millions of years, long after the dinosaurs vanished, South America was home to one of the most fearsome predators the world has ever seen. Not a reptile or a mammal, but a bird. These were the Forus racidae, more commonly known as terror birds. Terror birds lived from about 60 million to 1.8 million years ago. They evolved in isolation on the South American continent, where there were few large mammalian predators. In this unique setting, birds became the top carnivores. Over 18 genera of terror birds are known, ranging in size from under a meter to over 3 meters tall. They could not fly, but they didn't need to. Terror birds were built for speed, with long, powerful legs that allowed some species to run up to 60 kilometers per hour. Their most terrifying weapon was their massive hooked beak, perfect for striking, slicing, or bludgeoning prey. Their necks were specially adapted to deliver powerful downward blows, likely used to kill small mammals and reptiles. The largest species, such as Kraken and Titanus walleri, had skulls over half a meter long and weighed over 150 kilograms. Fossils show that Titanus even migrated into North America after the continents connected around 3 million years ago. But their reign didn't last forever, as new predators, like saber-toothed cats and wolves, moved into South America. The terror birds faced tough competition. Changing climates and expanding forests further limited their habitat. By 1.8 million years ago, they had disappeared completely. Today, no living bird resembles them. The terror birds were a unique chapter in Earth's history. Proof that, for a time, the most fearsome predator on land had feathers, not fangs. The Helicoprion. In the deep waters of Earth's ancient oceans, over 270 million years ago, swam one of the strangest predators ever discovered, the Helicoprion. Helicoprion was a genus of extinct, shark-like fish, that lived during the late Carboniferous to the early Triassic periods, long before the age of dinosaurs. First discovered in the late 19th century, this prehistoric creature puzzled scientists for over a century. Its most distinctive and mysterious feature, a spiral arrangement of teeth, often called a tooth whorl. For decades, paleontologists struggled to understand where this strange spiral fit in the animal's anatomy. Early reconstructions placed it on the snout, the tail, even the dorsal fin. But in 2013, CT scans of a well-preserved Helicoprion fossil revealed the truth. The tooth whorl was located in the lower jaw. This spiral of teeth likely functioned like a circular saw, helping Helicoprions slice through soft-bodied prey like squid. As new teeth grew, they pushed older teeth into the center of the spiral, creating a constantly renewing cutting edge. Unlike modern sharks, Helicoprion had no upper teeth, relying entirely on its unique jaw structure. Though its body wasn't preserved well in the fossil record, evidence suggests Helicoprion could grow over 13 feet long. It belonged to a group of ancient cartilaginous fish related to modern ratfish, not true sharks. Helicoprion vanished around 250 million years ago during the Permian-Triassic extinction event, the most catastrophic mass extinction in Earth's history. Today, the tooth whorl of Helicoprion remains a striking example of nature's evolutionary experimentation, a bizarre yet effective design from a long-lost world. The Platyelladon. The Platyelladon was an extinct genus of Proboscidean, a group of mammals that includes modern elephants. It lived during the Miocene epoch, approximately 15 to 10 million years ago. Fossils have been found across Asia, Africa, and parts of Eastern Europe, indicating that it was widely distributed in warm, semi-aquatic environments such as riverbanks and floodplains. What made Platyelladon distinct was its highly specialized jaw structure. Unlike modern elephants, it possessed long, flattened lower tusks that extended from the bottom jaw, forming a broad, shovel-like structure. Early paleontologists believed this feature was used for scooping up aquatic plants. However, more recent studies of wear patterns on the tusks suggest a different feeding behavior. Platyelladon likely used its lower tusks to strip bark from trees or cut soft vegetation, functioning more like a cutting tool than a scoop. Its upper tusks were shorter and curved downward. It also had a trunk, though not much is known about its exact length or shape. The trunk likely played a role in grasping and manipulating food, similar to how modern elephants use theirs. Platyelladon was a large animal, estimated to have stood around 3 meters tall at the shoulder and weighed up to 4 tons. It likely lived in herds, a behavior common among proboscideans, which would have offered protection and social benefits. As climate conditions changed and grasslands expanded during the late Miocene, more adaptable grazers outcompeted specialized browsers like Platyelladon. By around 10 million years ago, the genus had become extinct. Today, Platyelladon serves as an important example of evolutionary experimentation within the proboscidean lineage, illustrating how different ecological pressures can shape unique anatomical adaptations. The Titanoboa. Titanoboa keraginensis was the largest snake ever known to have existed. It lived approximately 60 million years ago during the Paleocene epoch, shortly after the extinction of the non-avian dinosaurs. The species was discovered in 2009 by a team of paleontologists working in the Cerrejón coal mines in northern Colombia. Fossilized vertebrae indicated a snake that could reach lengths of 42 to 47 feet and weigh over 2,500 pounds. Titanoboa belonged to a group of snakes closely related to modern-day boas and anacondas. However, its size far exceeded that of any living snake. Like its modern relatives, Titanoboa was a constrictor, meaning it killed its prey not with venom, but by coiling around it and suffocating it through powerful muscular compression. Evidence from the fossil site suggests Titanoboa lived in a hot, humid, tropical environment, rich in plant life and freshwater systems. The discovery of large, bony fish fossils in the same area suggests that fish may have made up a significant part of Titanoboa's diet. It likely spent much of its time in or near water, similar to how modern anacondas behave. The enormous size of Titanoboa has provided valuable insights into Earth's ancient climate. As a cold-blooded reptile, it would have required consistently high ambient temperatures to maintain its metabolic processes. Scientists estimate that the mean annual temperature in Titanoboa's habitat exceeded 90 degrees Fahrenheit, indicating a significantly warmer global climate than today's. Titanoboa's discovery has helped fill a crucial gap in the evolutionary history of snakes and has deepened scientific understanding of post-dinosaur ecosystems. Though extinct for millions of years, Titanoboa remains one of the most astonishing examples of prehistoric life, a true apex predator of its time and a symbol of nature's ability to produce creatures of staggering proportions. The Kraken. For centuries, seafarers have spoken of a massive sea creature known as the Kraken. Described as an enormous, many-armed monster capable of dragging entire ships beneath the waves, the Kraken became one of the most feared legends among sailors, especially in the North Atlantic. The earliest known references to the Kraken appear in Scandinavian folklore, particularly in Icelandic sagas like the Örvar Odda, written in the 13th century. In these accounts, the Kraken was depicted as a creature so large it could be mistaken for an island, with tentacles capable of enveloping vessels and creating whirlpools to suck them down. In the 18th century, Norwegian bishop and natural historian Erik Pontoppidan published The Natural History of Norway, where he described the Kraken in great detail. He collected sailors' testimonies of a creature that lived off the coast of Norway and rose from the depths to the surface, sometimes accompanied by an abundance of fish. Pontoppidan believed the Kraken was real, possibly the largest sea creature in existence. Modern science suggests these historical accounts were likely based on sightings of the giant squid, Architeuthis dux. This elusive deep-sea species can grow over 40 feet long and possesses long feeding tentacles equipped with powerful suckers and hooks. Although rarely seen alive due to their deep ocean habitat, giant squids have been found in the stomachs of sperm whales, indicating their presence in the deep sea. While the Kraken of legend is a creature of exaggeration and fear, its inspiration appears to be very real. The myth survives as a testament to how unknown natural phenomena were once interpreted as monsters. Today, the Kraken lives on as a symbol of the mysteries that still lie hidden in the ocean's depths.